For the past 5 years, this method has undoubtedly played one of the biggest roles in my academic success as a straight A*A student now progressing through medical school. Hi guys, my name is Liddy and I'm a UK-based medical student. I run this channel with my friend Hazal and we document our lives becoming doctors and also share student tips along the way. I am confident that applying this hidden secret to your studies will benefit many of you, regardless of whatever stage in your academic journey you are currently in. Whether it's high school, university, college, you definitely do not want to miss out on this vital information. Let's get started. When I regularly share advice with you guys regarding excelling academically, there are always certain skills and habits that crop up again and again. From organization, accountability, visibility and awareness, active recall and more, these skills have been proven to work. Hence, I absolutely swear by them. But they were not always easy to acquire. From GCSEs to A-levels to where I am now as a third-year medical student, I definitely picked them up along the way. From learning from my mistakes, challenges, and of course, trial and error. And to really portray to you guys my academic development, I'm going to take you through this quick timeline. So in GCSEs, when I scored 9s, A-stars and A's, this was where I mainly acquired and applied organizational skills. In A-levels, when I scored all A-stars and A's, the key elements that came to the surface and contributed to this was accountability and time management. Whereas medical school, where I currently am now, this is where I really learned how to apply active recall and use it to my advantage. All of these different stages in my academic journey had their own strengths and their own weaknesses. However, despite this, there was one thing that they all had in common. One underlying theme that all of these areas of my academic journey had in common was visibility and awareness. Upon reflection, I came to the realization that there was one thing, one secret thing that I did each academic year, and I now recognize how pivotal it was in my academic prosperity. What do I mean by visibility and awareness? In academic terms, this refers to tools such as calendars, timetables, and planners that allow you to know exactly which lessons, tasks, deadlines, exams you have coming up so that you can organize your life adequately. Visibility and awareness comes with so many benefits, one of them being reducing stress. Without visibility, it is super easy for deadlines to slip straight past you. So you end up feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and unable to manage your time between your different commitments. Another benefit of visibility and awareness is that it increases productivity and efficiency. Because you've used a tool such as a planner to organize your time and your activities in advance, when it comes to sitting down and studying, you don't have to waste time trying to think of exactly what you need to do. You have the privilege of just starting immediately. So with this, you get more work done in less time, with no kerfuffling and no procrastination. And the third benefit is that it reduces ineffective study habits such as procrastination or cramming. With all these benefits, this area of our lives is something that we really want to prioritize if academic success is something that you want to strive towards. So what if I told you that we could apply visibility and awareness at a larger scale? What if I told you that there was an ultimate visualization tool that really changes the game? From the time that I was 16 years old in year 11, preparing for these examinations we have to sit in the UK called GCSEs, I realized that if I want to revise the correct material and cover everything that I have to know for my exams, I had to work backwards. I had these huge exams approaching in June, July, and I had no idea where to begin in terms of revision, in terms of studying. I had no clue. So I sat down and I got out this large wall planner that I owned at the time. I jotted down the dates of these stressful, dreadful exams, and I thought to myself, how in the world am I going to get myself ready in time and train myself to be an A*A student in approximately 9 months? And in pure panic, paired with a slight systematic approach, I started to plan and map out my entire academic year. At the time, I did this using a physical wall planner, but for simplification purposes, I'll be doing this on Notion. I wrote down practice tests, i.e. mocks, that I knew I would have that academic year. I also noted down the amount of hours that I had available to do my own personal exam revision, taking my mandatory school lessons and homework into consideration. And of course, I jotted down things like school holidays where I would have more time to revise. I then wrote down details of the exams that I had. This included the type of content that I had to know, as well as the skills that I had to acquire. Whether it was memorizing quotes from that Inspector course book, or learning essay writing, or learning mathematician skills, I wrote it all down. In addition to this, I then took it a step further and started writing down internal self-made deadlines to develop these essential skills. And by the end of it, I was left with this very detailed overview of my entire academic year. Having this entire overview at your fingertips is not just powerful, but has loads of benefits. One of them being it brings you reassurance and confidence to tackle your studies head on. It organizes your long-term learning, and above all these things, it supercharges your productivity. Obviously, throughout the year, you get topped up with more information, new deadlines, useful revision techniques you may learn along the way, and what I would do is continuously feed it back to this one center of visualization. Feed it back to the ultimate visualization tool. And I loosely refer to this process as the academic central tree. The academic central tree is based off of a method called the second brain. It is quite a complex process, so I will be simplifying a section of what it consists of. Building a second brain is a methodology for saving and systematically reminding us of the ideas, inspirations, insights, and connections that we have gained through our personal experiences. You create the system and you work with your future self in mind so that you don't have to start from a blank page. These highlighted sections of the second brain concept are elements I've been able to successfully apply to an educational context in order to allow me to excel academically. I didn't even realize that by using the academic central tree, I was practicing elements of the second brain years before the term was even coined. And I can genuinely say that the academic central tree is not just a life-changing visualization tool, it is a life-changing productivity system. There are 3 things about this system that impacted me the most. Number 1 was that it facilitated my life downstream. In academic terms, I have personally interpreted and translated the academic central tree as a tool to have a rough overview of your entire academic year and make your activities downstream easier. Because from this, everything else stems. Your monthly timetable, your exam schedule, your revision plan. It is so much more easy to stay on top of things. The idea is that this is a generic tool that you can use to organize yourself per season of your academic year. The second thing that makes this a life-changing productivity and visualization system is that it is infinitely improving. You can constantly edit it and make notes to your future self, which is known as personal knowledge management. As you sit mock exams, practice tests, and begin revision, you will learn things about yourself as a person. You will learn things about yourself as a student, such as learning methods you prefer, those that give you the best results in your practice tests, or maybe learning methods that you want to avoid. Instead of disregarding these minuscule details that can influence your productivity in the long run, you can give your future self a heads up. In addition to this, throughout the year, you are topped up with information from external sources. This could be from school, from your teachers, from your peers, your classmates, student blog. You can jot all this information down in this one central place, and over time, this will allow you to cultivate a collection of valuable knowledge and insights that you can always refer back to. And the third huge benefit of this academic central tree is that it is goal focused. This bigger picture thinking that the academic central tree facilitates is so valuable in giving you the confidence to tackle your most important projects and ambitious goals. It puts you back in control of your life and your academic information. It is one thing to verbalize, I want A star A, I want to smash my college exams, my medical school exams, my university exam. But it is another thing to position yourself in the best place possible to secure and achieve that goal. And the academic central tree helps you do this step by step, ultimately reducing stress and information overload, which can put you off trying to achieve academic success. So how do we go about formatting your own personalized and individual academic central tree? I usually do this at the beginning of the academic year, which in the UK would be September time. However, since it's the beginning of the new year, this is the perfect time to get your academic life back on track. The first practical step is to choose a tool. This can be a planner, for example. In GCSEs, I used a huge wall planner. In A-levels, I used a school planner that I could just flick through. But for flexibility and keeping in mind that the Academic Central Tree is a tool that we're going to be editing throughout the year from time to time, I highly recommend doing this digitally, which is what I now do at medical school. Number 2 is to collect any information possible regarding your academic year. So the first thing I would look at here is exams. I'd work backwards and work from my ultimate goal, which is smashing these June, July exams. Jot down the exam date, which you can usually find online, typing in the relevant paper, the relevant subject. The exam dates are not yet available online. You can still make a very vague note of how many papers you have and for which subject under the appropriate month. Also jot down the grades and results you would like to achieve. What are you aiming for? Future goals determine our current habits, and working towards that end goal of amazing final grades will influence your workflow throughout the year. Once this exam bit is done, I would then hone in on other elements of the academic year, whether it is mandatory school lessons I may have, practice tests throughout the year, or even personal extracurricular activities. Try your best to collect details on all of this information that you can then add onto the relevant month of your academic central tree. Also be intentional about slotting in free time to rest and rejuvenate. The last thing you want to do is go through all this effort, create this organization tool, but still be burnt out and unable to work at your maximum productivity. Number 3 is figure out what you need to know and when. How will we revise and get work done to ensure that we consume all the information we have to know in a timely manner? Knowing this information will allow you to section the year into different priorities. As I said previously, you create this system to work with your future self in mind. Step 4 is personal knowledge management. As I said before, this touches on cultivating a collection of valuable knowledge and insights to continuously be able to refer back to. You acquire this knowledge as you progress throughout the academic year, and when it comes to making that exam revision plan, you won't have to start from a blank page because you have so much background information to apply. So this is an idea of how it may look once you have now set it up. This is the system that helps me organize my revision and my study plan for the entire academic year in every stage of my academic journey as an A*A student. My favorite thing about this is that you can fill in the gaps as you go along since it's all digital, and from this everything else will stem, such as my weekly schedule, my exam revision plan, etc. If any of you would like me to create refined or detailed Notion templates to facilitate this method for you, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. I just want to emphasize that this is a very rough plan. Changes may occur in your personal or academic lives, good or bad, that will shift your milestones or your revision technique slightly. Be open to them and adapt. This is just structure and direction, not a rigid, solid plan. It can be a bit stressful, very long, and a bit difficult to create, but it is so worth it, and it has the capacity to positively impact and influence your final grade. Like I said, it is subject to change, but having the blueprint full stop allows you to place yourself in the position to perform well. And one of my favorite quotes always is that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I don't know any other tool that will allow you to plan to this extent. If you're interested in more study tips and want to learn 5 ways to active recall, then be sure to check out the video that will be on screen somewhere. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and was able to take something away from it. Be sure to subscribe for more content like this. Bye.